It's about 8 o'clock, watching Big Bang, of course. What else is there? I'm going to go back here real quick and just check my voltages. And grab some soup. Salad just isn't cutting it. Still trying to lose more weight. Okay, we're at 12.62 volts. The 110 is drawing 9.17 amps, and the 12 volt is at 12.65 and 2.16 amps. So that's cool. That'll work. Tomorrow's task, depending on if it's warm outside or not. I better leave this on. Go outside, Sheldon. Yay, he went outside. Baby's too chicken. Depending on the temperature outside, I am going to, what was I going to do? I forgot what I was saying. Ain't that something? Clam chowder will work. Do I have any New England clam chowder? No, just beef and vegetable stuff. Tomorrow, depending on the weather outside, I am going to do something. Work on the gutters on the south side of the house. I'm going to have some water hauled in. I really don't have to. I'm just going to. The tank out back is right directly out at ground level. So I think I should probably just go ahead and fill it. I don't want to risk the tank collapsing. The ground out there will become like iron in time. I need to take the trash out too. The ground out there will solidify as clay and it'll get really, really, really hard. But I don't think we've had enough rainfall to make it really, really, really hard. So I'm going to give it a little bit of time. Anyhow, I'm going to make some soup. Look at all that dust. I need to clean this. That's terrible. Terrible, terrible. But anyhow, I'm going to make some soup and get ready for bed. I got a video right now that it'll be published today before this one. 53%, I think. 35%. Okay, time to get busy. Hi everybody, I'm up. And it is cold. 24 degrees out back, which isn't too bad. That's pretty normal. And that one on the porch, since it's in the sunlight, says it's 50. Clothes are still out there. They were not dry last night. And what else? That's about it. I'm going to go back to the back for a second. If I can get past Sheldon. Why is my door not opening? Now it's cold back here. Bang through that door, Sheldon. See what our voltages are. 13.34, but the sun is beating down on the west end. That's really not bad. I want to get my juice out of the freezer. If I can reach in there, I gotta set this down. course, it fell all the way to the bottom when I tried to pick it up. That modem has got to go. It has to go somewhere else. That is just not working where it's at. So I'm going to fix that when I get back. Okay, got the juice. Come on. It is chilly back here. My toes are getting cold. Come on, Sheldon. Come on. Okay, fine. Stay in there. You coming? All right. Today I am going to go to town and get, what am I going to get? I forgot what I was going to get. Something. Oh yeah, my list. I need a mouse pad, the wall screws, hangers, bricks, molding, and get some of that. I need to finish that side and that corner. Some more of the wood, which if I can afford it I will. Dog bowls, a sifter or strainer. Last week I made macaroni and cheese and went to strain it with just the pot lid and dumped the whole thing in the sink. A spatula. Oh yeah, I'm not going to be able to get that out without a spatula because you have to. It's frozen and it's mushy frozen, but I don't have anything here that'll cut it. And a small spatula or small frying pan. All I have is big frying pans. So that's what I'm planning on doing later. If I don't have much going on, I will show you how my bill sheet works. This is really interesting. I don't know if you guys know Dave Ramsey or if you listen to him on the radio or anything. If you got bills, this is the way to do it. I mean, even your utility bills. You don't miss anything ever. And it's really great. I've been doing this for like 10 years. And it's really helped me pay off bills and stuff. Saved me from bankruptcy even a couple of times. But beautiful day out there. I wish this camera would pick up the stars. Had to cover up some lights and stuff to do it, but all these little blue lights around are annoying. But I could see out this window and it was just packed with stars. I even saw a couple of meteorites through the window. Now, speaking of which, yes, I did go to the surveyor's office and pick up a map of everything that was out here early on before we started putting this house up. And I forgot about that, actually, because I found something last week that I didn't know what it was. Now I know what it was because I just remembered. I found a brick or a cement rock mixed marker. And now I remember what that is. It's a old surveyor's marker, very old, from the 1800s. But I found that out there. It's pretty cool. So I know where it's at now. I marked it in my GPS. But anyhow, there's been no mining right here in this area. None at all. The only gold, or the only mines that I know of that I can remember on the map are about, I would guess, 20 to 30 miles from here. And it was a gold mine. Now the ranchers have had this land forever. We also have some Spaniard conquistador type stuff out here. Some really old stuff. But that's the mines. That's what's been out here. The ranchers have put in dams to try and hold back water for their livestock. There's 3 of them now that I know of, and they're quite a ways from here. I took, if I remember right, I took one of these rocks to one jeweler, kind of a gift shop type thing with lots of rocks and antiques and a very interesting store, bead stuff. And he didn't know what they were. He said he guessed that they were meteorites, but he couldn't say for sure. And we took it to another one in, what's the name of that town? Estes Park. It's a rock shop up there. And he thought they were meteorites. So I'm still stuck between volcanic and meteorite. I don't really know why a volcanic rock necessarily would be attracted to a magnet, but it is possible, I guess. These other ones, when they come through the magnetic field of the Earth, they become magnetic if they're meteors. But who knows? I don't think that there's that much metal in them myself. Not ferrous metals anyhow, or magnetic metals that are attracted to a magnet. I don't think there's much at all, but there is a possibility that they're nickel. If they're mostly nickel, they're not going to be attracted to a magnet. Another friend, one of Sue's relatives, said he thought they were meteors, and he's a geologist, but he couldn't say without testing. And then the other one possibility that really kind of sticks with me is that they're lightning stones. I don't remember exactly what they're called, but they're lightning stones where the lightning hits the ground and melts the ground and causes a little rock. Well, it's a very good possibility. That is a good possibility. But why am I only finding them in a certain area? That's another thing. And they're always on top of the ground, which would pretty much be like a meteor or a lightning stone. But that's where I'm at on that. I do carry some with me if we go someplace interesting. Then yes. Sue found in Santa Fe, when she was up there, a man that said he could positively identify them. But if you want to identify these, you need to get the certificate that says, yes, they're a meteorite before you can sell them or anything like that. You're not going to buy something off the internet that says, hey, this is a meteor. Right. You need that certificate. So, that's where I'm at. I'm going to get everything cleaned up here, get the dogs fed, and head to town, fill out my list. I'll show you the bill sheet too. If you got bills, this is definitely the way to go. Everybody, I've introduced a few people to it, and they are using it. I introduced it to Sue, and she's not using it. So, but anyhow, pretty cool system. I know it has nothing to do with off-grid, but I'd like to get off-bill too. There's a couple bills I have that once my disability ends, probably next year, I might have to drop the TV and I might have to drop the internet. I have a home phone in Rawlins that I can shut off. I've had the phone for over 30 years, same phone number. And the phone's unplugged. I just got tired of the spammers, so I unplugged it. I have DSL up there. The interesting thing about DSL, the cable company, Charter, I believe it is, wants $200 for a static IP address. Now, I have websites. I've built websites. I've got one that's been up since 2000. interesting thing. They want over $200. Call it a business for a hobby website, just for the static IP. For the same thing, I actually bought a block of static IP addresses. That's 5 from Quest for $19. So I think you're getting screwed if you're going cable, especially if you're doing something like that. You know, they have good internet, except when it's down. I dropped cable because I used to work for cable, and I know how cable TV works. And somewhere between my house and the office, there is a break in the hard line. And there's nobody there. They come out of Casper, Wyoming to come down to fix your cable. Now, they come to the door. They want to come in. It's not something that is going to be there all the time. It's not going to show up all the time. It's only going to show up when it's really windy and the cable's bouncing. And they don't understand that. I guess they haven't been cable people for very long. Anyhow, it's time for me to get going. I need to get some stuff done. I don't think she's going to be in Idaho too much longer. I hope not. Things didn't go well for her last night, so she may be coming back pretty quick. All her prayers and best wishes to her, everybody out there. So anyhow, that's where we're at, and we're going to get rolling. Dogs are on the floor. They were both total nuisances last night. I don't know how many times they woke me up barking. I think they might have, it was Baby that was barking. He barks at the slightest little thing, so it might have been my clothes moving around out there or something. I don't see any dinosaur tracks, no giant ant tracks, no colossal man tracks. So it wasn't any of those. According to the monsters thing I found online, we do have Bigfoot. Oh boy. And there's a screaming lady, and there's chupacabra, and there's giant birds that carry children away, and all kinds of cool stuff. So, back to work. Okay, before I go, we did buy a screen door for this, and it's in the trailer in Colorado. It's the kind with the dog door. And I was noticing that this door is exactly the same as that door, except for the frame. So I'm wondering if I could just buy the frame and put it on that door, because we want to get rid of those bars. The bars suck. Sheldon's sliming the floor again. You can see his scratch marks. But he just has to slime everything. Look at him sliming the door. Sue has a glass door, and he slimed it so much he can't get the slime off the door. Here's my bill sheet. I covered up the account numbers, which you don't really have to have on there, just so that, you know, privacy. What I do is, up at the top, you know, I have the bill name, payday, 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 payday. So each of those is a payday. I get 3 checks a month, one on the 17th, or one on the third Wednesday, which is my Social Security disability, and I get VA disability, and I get disability from work, which is over next year. So we have the cards up on the top, I have the bill name and each one of the cards. When I pay it, I write down how much I paid to that card. These are bills. The auto pay bills are bills that come out when they're auto pay. So that's the dates that they're going to come out and where they're coming out from. I use the debit card as much as I can because that's where my checks are deposited. Pay online are just utilities: Rocky Mountain Power, CenturyLink, Union, telephone, that's my cell phone, the Geico, insurance. So that's how I pay those. I just write down how much I paid for each of those. And then the call to pay, I call my water bill in. That's my water bill for Rawlins. And this is my savings. So if I put something as savings, I write that down there. As you can see, I didn't put anything down this month because I want to, I'll probably wait until the second, put anything in there, and I want to buy parts for the house. Now, I'm not wealthy, I'm not rich. I do pay bill, month to month, payday to payday, just like everybody else. If I can put something in savings, I will. But that's how you do it. And this is right out of the Dave Ramsey rule book. And it doesn't matter if you have a lot of bills. It doesn't matter if you have no bills. This is how you do it. So I'm going to cover that up. But this is what a completed sheet looks like. Now when a bill comes out of your account, you mark it. Put a little check next to it to know that it's come out of your account. But this method is tried and true. It's proven. It works fantastic. If you have car payments or anything like that, then down here in the notes, when this sheet is full, you write down the balance for that sheet in the notes. Your monthly balance on that bill. So you write down what's left. And it's right there in front of you. It's right there in front of you all the time. You hang it up somewhere where you're going to walk right into it every single day. You'll never be late on a bill. You'll never get a late fee. You'll know that the bill was paid. And if somebody calls you up and says, hey, I didn't pay this bill, you walk over to that sheet and say, yeah, I did. I paid it on the 12th. Then you can look and see if it actually came out of your account, and if you got a check mark next to it, you know it came out of your account. But that's how you pay bills. This is my off-grid bill pay, and it works. It works really, really well. I used to have another full line down here, car payment, 2 motorcycle payments, all that kind of stuff. And I don't have that anymore, and that's using this sheet. And when you pay something off, say I pay off the credit card and I want to cut it up and throw it away, I would take that off. I would just take that off the list. And it's exciting. It becomes exciting because when you pay something off, like you watch your balances get smaller and smaller and smaller, and it's right there in your face all the time, so you know what you owe. And it gets exciting because you say, oh, goody, I can go write down another smaller number on this new sheet. Or, look, I took this off the sheet got smaller. But that's how you pay your bills. Use this sheet. It's a fantastic method. It's, like I say, it's right out of the Dave Ramsey rule book. And it's fantastic. Now, I've been wanting a third motorcycle for a long, long, long time. And I could go out and get a loan, to get another motorcycle. But I don't, because then this bill sheet would get a little bit bigger. If I have HughesNet and DirecTV on here, if I decide to shut one of those off when my work disability ends, I just take it right off of there. The water bill, that's Rawlins. Rocky Mountain Power is Rawlins. CenturyLink is Rawlins. And 2 motorcycles and a car. And that was my last payment on both of them. So I'll just put a line through these next month, like this one here. This credit card, I don't have a balance on it, so I just put a line through it. I'm not going to have a balance on it. That's how you do it. It's a fantastic way to do things. If you do it like this, to where it's in your face, you're going to watch your credit score go up, and that's important. You're gonna have more money to spend. You'll know how much money you spent. You could even write down groceries down here, miscellaneous, if you want to keep track of where you go to the store and buy a new pair of underwear, you write it down on there. Stuff like that. You don't have to. That stuff, I just look at my credit card pay statement online, and it's right there. I pay everything online. Use the computer for it all, except for a couple of them, which are call to pay, or one of them. And I also, when I was paying like on my car, I would know that I would have this much money left over because of that sheet. And so I would put some of that on the car payment to help knock the car payment down faster. It's a very effective way to do things. I've showed this to a few people. Some of them are actually using it. You have to become dedicated. I've been doing this since before 2011 at least. Way before. But it works out. It works out great. But keep it in mind. It's not an off-grid list, but it's my off-grid list. So back to work. I'm going to head to town and get this list. Oh boy, I'll probably forget the list. Well, did I forget to press record again? Or it quit, one or the other. I just got back. I got 2 bags of rock for out there under the new door. I got a window, 2 more windows, 1 for right there, and 2 for right there. And they were cheap. They were good price. Went to Lowe's for those. I got a bunch of dog food, some dog toys, which Sheldon already stole, and got a bunch of wood. I was going to show it to you in the car, but I forgot. Got 12 pieces of wood, including some glue, and stuff for stairs for the back door, the new door. It was a productive trip. The windows I got really cheap. Good price. But I think I'm going to eat a burrito, eat something real quick, and then sort stuff out. So we'll be back. Okay, I'm going to start with this window. I need to take all 4 of these off. Won't be too hard. I got the tools somewhere. Where did I put the tools? Crowbar and a hammer. It's really all I should need to put this window in. So, let's get started. Okay, I got that window out. It took about 5 minutes, was all. I was going to show you that it wasn't nailed in, but it just fell out. It looks like what they're doing is just taking a little bit of liquid nails or something and putting it up around here. You can see it up in there. Just to hold it in while they assemble it. That might be to keep it from leaking down. But I'm going to put caulking on that. I'm also going to, I forgot, put some screws in it. So I've got 4 screws set in here in my drill bit. So we're all set for that. Got some pretty good candy, some licorice assorted. I love this stuff. So it's a dog, but they can't have any. Back to dog. Speak to him. Back to work. Okay, I got everything caulked, and I set that piece of wood back in, just so that I would be able to set this window on that wood to get it up the right height. So I might put a little bit more caulking up there along the top before I get too busy here. Back to work. Okay, that window's in. Didn't take very long. I'm going to have to get some wider molding and thicker. It's got a gap here. It's a flat surface up there and a little gap on that side. So I will have to get some better molding. But it's in. There's one. I might wait until tomorrow to do the others. It's starting to get dark. So Now I get to tear all these labels off. Yay, label after label. Sheldon wants back in. I don't know if I want to let him in. Maybe I'll just make him stay outside all night. Alright. Might need a razor or something to get some of that off. Anyhow, there's one. It's slightly smaller. I centered it in there as good as I could. That'll make it easier actually to put the molding around the edges here. I like that. Okay, back to work. Okay, I'm going to go back here and just check my voltages. The sun's not down yet. Do you want out, please? Yes, go out. Go, go, go. You don't want to go? Please go. Go out. Be a good boy. No? Okay, he just wants to look and be annoying. So, we're at 13.12 on solar to batteries and 9.8 amps charge. We're using 8.9, 0.09, and 1.91. So that's not too shabby. Not bad at all. Okay, that's what I wanted to check in there. Not really getting much in, am I? Come on, baby. You coming? Coming? Okay, so that's about it. Other than the long trip today, I didn't get much done. The outside of this window, I don't know if I showed you the inside or not. I got to get all this stuff off. I'll probably have to get a razor blade. I think I've got some here somewhere. Skim it off. Don't you hate it when they glue things on? Let's see how this works. Let's see if this works. Pretty decent. It's an aluminum frame window. Alright. I'm happy with that. Let's see when the wind blows if we feel any drafts through there. Oh yeah, you'll be happy to go out front. I see a cow down there. Hope they don't see it. Okay, so new molding. And that's about it on this one. So I need new molding for all of them. Because that one's going to stick out too. I like these windows. Got them really cheap. Probably got to replace that one down there too with the same thing. Okay. At least they're wanting to come in. Usually I have to wait until they decide to come in. It got warm today. It got up to 55 degrees. I should have been riding the bike. Didn't get to though. I was going to, but you know how it is. Clean up the mess that the kids made while I was gone. But anyhow, I'll get that done. Going to publish this one, I think. I might wait until later this evening, but we'll get her done. One last thing before I publish this. On the rocks, get some of this stuff out of the way. I got a mess in here. It's all cluttered. A long time ago, we thought these could be trinitite. So I bought a Geiger counter. There's an old Civil Defense Geiger counter. Put a battery in it. Okay, let's make sure it works. circuit check. Check's good. 0. It is zeroed. Take out the rocks. Dump them in a nice spot. Set this on its settings, and there's no reaction at all. Even if I go all the way max it out, there's no reaction at all. That's not to say that this Geiger counter being so old couldn't be bad, but it was calibrated by the government in 2003 and again on 2006. So we're not getting anything off the rock, so they're probably not trinitite, which is good and bad, because if it was, then I could say, oh, that's unlivable, and we could make millions off the property from the government. But it doesn't work that way, darn it. So these are pretty handy things to have. You can get them on eBay for next to nothing. If you're going to be working or living off grid, you might want to get one. Shouldn't go down like that. I'll just take the battery out completely. Okay, so they're not trinitite, as far as we know. Dump them back in my thing. Yeah, this is a good investment. It's like $20, I think, on eBay. I just set it here. I don't want to go into the back right now. But I'm going to get this one here published now. You all have fun. If I get anywhere with those rocks to where they can test them, I will let you know. That's pretty cool. Bye.